Good evening, I'm Jennifer Meckles.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Twice today on the Front Range, officers fired their guns at people they're calling suspects. First this morning in Lakewood, this afternoon in Longmont.
We begin in Longmont tonight, where police say they shot a suspect in a domestic violence incident. This happened just before 2 o'clock this afternoon near the corner of Mountain View and Main Street in Longmont. Police say this man had a large knife. They told him to drop it, and he ignored those orders. Police say they tried a less lethal option before at least one of the officers shot the man. Police say the man was taken to the hospital. His injuries were not serious. Nobody else was hurt. Earlier today in Lakewood, police shot and killed a man after he carjacked a woman. Police say the man was threatening people with a gun at the Walmart near 6th and Wadsworth this morning. About a block away, he then stole a woman's minivan. Police started chasing him before he crashed that minivan at 6th and Garrison. Police say the man got out of the car, pointed a gun at officers. 6 officers shot at the man, killing him. Nobody else got hurt.
Snowpack is back above 100% statewide after yesterday's snow. The southern mountain snow is melting fast. They will get topped off tomorrow and Friday. Relatively calm here in the metro area. A little windy, but nothing like the strong winds that we've seen over the last couple of days. Cool front is moving through overnight, Lauren Robinson.
That's right. We're going to see cooler weather and some shower possibilities as we move into Thursday. And thankfully, the heaviest precipitation is expected to stay south and then again north of Denver. But right now at DIA, we're dry, very cloudy. That cloud cover is filled in nicely this evening. 50 degrees right now, so still pretty mild. But take a look at these winds coming in from the west at just 10 miles per hour. That's a nice bit of relief after the extremely windy couple of days we've had. But as you take a look at this HD Doppler radar, this is the system off to the north and northwest that's going to push that cool front through overnight and into early tomorrow. So that's really where we're going to get our cooler temperatures and that precipitation. Moving ahead into my full 7-day forecast, we're going to talk about those rain showers moving in. We're also going to talk about some mountain snow. And then if you're making those Mother's Day plans for this weekend, we do have some storm chances. I'll have all of those details for you just ahead.
9 News Investigates found that a company responsible for providing health care for thousands of inmates in Colorado has been hit with dozens of lawsuits.
As investigative reporter Jeremy Hahola shows us, families of the inmates who have died in jail say WellPath did not properly staff its jails while making millions on taxpayers.
Something terrible happened inside this Colorado jail. In 1 year, 9 people died, some who had treatable illnesses. And now jail medical staff are being forced to answer questions under oath about conditions inside.
Do you agree with this testimony that WellPath staffing put staff in the position to routinely jeopardize patient care?
Object to form.
Yes.
These are 2 former WellPath jail nurses who were just deposed this year.
Do you agree that WellPath in 2022 had a staffing system in place that routinely required staff to practice outside of their licensure scope?
Yes.
These depositions are part of just one case out of more than 50 lawsuits against WellPath we counted in Colorado federal court since 2020. Lawsuits filed by detainees and families of dead inmates who say WellPath is a for-profit healthcare company that routinely understaffs jails with unqualified nurses.
My brother was very into his family, wanted to do good, always spending time with his son.
Crystal Connett is among the 9 inmates who died in 2022 in El Paso County's jail. Taxpayers gave WellPath $9.1 million after it convinced the county it provides high-quality, compassionate care to vulnerable patients.
Just his laugh and his, he was always nice. He probably had more friends than I did.
In April of 2022, police arrested Connett at the hospital after a fight.
You good?
Before he could see a doctor for his pain, police took him to jail.
That's all I really know.
It's watery, like I want to throw up.
Jail video provided by the Connett family attorney shows him wincing in pain as he's processed by a licensed practical nurse, or LPN. An LPN is the type of nurse licensed to do basic care like check blood pressure and give ibuprofen. They are not licensed to diagnose incoming patients, but lawsuits say WellPath makes them do it anyway.
They don't have the staff to do it, they don't have the training to do it, they don't have the licensure to do it,
And people like Chris die when they don't need to.
That is Anna Holland Edwards, the Kennett family attorney who has filed several lawsuits against WellPath. She says underqualified WellPath medical staff not only repeatedly ignored Kennett's painful cries for help, but ignored jail deputies who asked them to intervene.
This wasn't some stealth, complicated condition. It was an emergency that was obvious to everyone except the medical staff who wouldn't even go look at him.
In this case against WellPath, one of the LPNs working that night admitted she was often forced to be the lead medical professional on staff.
They would usually just say, well, there's no one else coming in and we don't have staff. So
you basically were in a position to choose no care for the people that were there that night, or care or have to practice outside your scope.
correct.
3 hours after deputies alerted medical staff Kennett needed help, an LPN sent over-the-counter pain meds to his cell. Hours later, video captures his lifeless body on the ground when deputies noticed Kennett's moaning stop.
Family days are never the same when you have somebody missing. So some days I wake up and, I'm okay, and other days I wake up and I miss my brother a lot.
26 hours after entering jail in pain, Kennett died of a perforated ulcer, according to his autopsy report, a medical condition that should not be fatal. That's if the right kind of health care is available.
Instead, profits get put over people and over inmates. He's kept in the jail and he dies an excruciating and needless death.
No, nobody should expect their family to go to jail to die. I would like to see less families have to go through this kind of stuff.
In WellPath's written response to the Kennett family's lawsuit, attorneys for the company called it frivolous, saying he died of a pre-existing condition. WellPath sent us a statement tonight that reads in part, "We've worked to tirelessly address the nursing shortages that are being felt across the healthcare industry and were significantly exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Our employees are faced with significantly challenging clinical environments." By our count, WellPath has 4 active contracts in Colorado right now. They bring in about $30 million a year on several major counties in the metro area, 4 of them. Yeah, so they're still active.
So it's sort of a question between, are they staffing appropriately on purpose, or are they unable to fill positions? And that's kind of the two arguments here.
Yeah, and that's a question for WellPath. They're saying there that there's a nursing shortage, but others say that they're a for-profit company and they're motivated to get the the cheapest labor out there, so the people at the top can make money.
Suppose both could be true. Right?
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy Hola, thank you. So if you have a tip for 9 News Investigates, you can email us, 9newsinvestigates@9news.com.
Parker police are trying to figure out if somebody attempted to kidnap a child near Frontier Valley Elementary this morning. Police say a man approached and spoke to a student near Bay Oaks Avenue. This is about a 10-minute walk from that school. Student wasn't hurt, reported it to school staff. Douglas County Schools and police then put 5 schools into secure status after that report. They were lifted just before noon. Police checked out the area. They do not have a suspect in custody, and right now they only have a generic description. Parker police are now considering increased patrols near the school and the surrounding neighborhood. Fort Collins police say a man tried to attack a woman in a park on Sunday night, but she fought him off with the help of her dog.
9 News reporter Ria Jaz here with details on this. Ria?
The woman and the dog are okay tonight, but officers say the situation might have looked different had the dog not intervened. It happened Sunday night. 911 dispatchers got a call from a woman in Lee Martinez Park. On that call, they could hear her crying and telling a man to get off of her. When officers found her, she told them she fought the man off for 20 minutes until her dog bit the man in the face, allowing her to escape. Then she pointed out the man to police they say was still walking behind her at the time.
Stranger-initiated sexual assault is a very rare occurrence in Fort Collins. The officers involved were surprised by the dog's behavior and gave a great kudos to his intervention.
The suspect was taken to Poudre Valley Hospital where he was treated for the dog bites. Fort Collins police arrested him on charges of assault, strangulation, unlawful sexual contact, and false imprisonment by force. In the studio, Ria Cha, 9 News.
Migrants living in a camp near railroad tracks in Denver Central Park neighborhood got swept from that spot this morning. They moved to a second spot and got swept again immediately. When the first sweep happened, most of the migrants turned down the city's offer to go to a group shelter. The city was offering 30 days stay for families, 3 days for single adults. One man told us he'd honestly rather just take a city-paid bus ticket someplace else.
Estamos cansados. Por eso es que tomo la decisión de irme, porque el que busca encuentra. Yo no puedo estar todo el tiempo viviendo en la calle así. Yo tengo familia. No puedo.
That man was at the original location, moved to the second spot. When police came to kick them out of the new location, the city actually upped their shelter offer for single adults from 3 days stay to 7. And in the end, everyone chose to go to the shelter.